Hey, what's up all of you beautiful subscribers? This is the Chapple Show, and what we are going to be talking about today is some massive Netflix news. We're also going to be talking about just business news in general, so things like Blue Apron, Amazon Video, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as a whole, Snapchat, stock market winners and losers, and a little bit of funny news today. So anyways, let's get started with the massive news of Netflix. So for those of you that don't know and just didn't watch the stock market today, Netflix had a jump of 14% in one day. Essentially, I mean, this kind of happened over the course of not even a day, like essentially a few hours here. Netflix just completely jumped up. So they've had a really big day. Actually, that happened over the course of essentially 2 hours. So they had a 14% increase. So if you bet on them, congratulations, you made 14% on your money. So why is this? Why did they jump up? There's good reason for this, and that is that it was estimated that last quarter, so they released their earnings this quarter, or for the second quarter. They released their earnings and their new subscriber counts and all of that stuff. And so it was estimated that they would have had a net gain of 3.2 million new Netflix subscribers in the past 3 months in the last quarter. And now what they ended up doing was they had a net gain of 5.2 million. Instead of 3.2, which was estimated, 5.2 million new Netflix subscribers. That's why the stock shot up so much, because look at this. Actually, their estimated revenue was supposed to be 2.76 billion. It was only 2.79 billion. Only, I know whenever I say that. But in terms of, beating the market expectations, they didn't really increase revenue that much. So their earnings were actually, in fact, their earnings technically in terms of their profits were down. Why is this? This doesn't really make sense to me. This is really funny. So they actually have a negative cash flow, meaning that there's more money going out towards expenses and growing than there is money coming in from the actual service, which is kind of what we're seeing with stuff like Tesla, and I guess Amazon's profitable now, so I don't know what to think about them. But yeah, so they've put in tons of money. We're talking they're going to put in roughly $2 billion into marketing this year. And at $2.5 billion, they raised that up because they wanted to get more subscribers. Because this is the big story here, is that Amazon Video and Apple Video, they are producing content and doing a similar thing to Netflix. And so Netflix wants to be the first person to own all of these subscribers for this base, for this tech base, for this streaming online video service base. And that's smart because Amazon's taking over everything. By the way, I did not know this. So if you're signed up and you have an Amazon Prime account, I was just doing it for shipping, but if you have an Amazon Prime account, you have access to like a bunch of new movies. They have a full-on video streaming service that you get if you just have Amazon Prime. And I was doing the math on this. Amazon Prime, I got it for like $99 a year, which works out to what, $8 a month, and which is cheaper than Netflix, right? And you get all these amazing like new movies. You got like Sicario and whatever, freaking Creed, Apollo Creed movie. You got the new Star Trek movie. You got a bunch of new movies and old movies, Indiana Jones, Cloverfield, the new Cloverfield too. Like, I didn't even realize this, that Amazon was actually really into this, and they're producing their own TV shows. Another cool thing about Amazon Video, actually, I know this is supposed to be about Netflix, but another cool thing about Amazon Video is that you can actually get like individual channels for like $15 instead of having to go pay $100 to get a bunch of channels you don't need through your TV. This is not sponsored by Amazon Video in any sort of way. I'm just saying, I discovered Amazon Video. I knew about it, but I didn't know that I had it until today. So that was quite interesting. And so Netflix is taking out so much debt, like billions of dollars worth of debt, to try and beat Amazon. And also Apple, I mean, Planet of the Apps, they're trying to produce this new original content, and it's going okay. Planet of the Apps is kind of an okay show. The only reason why it's really good is for Gary Vaynerchuk. I mean, he kind of carries that entire show. Without him, I wouldn't be watching it. But, all these giant companies that are bigger than Netflix are trying to beat Netflix to the punch, and that's good reason why Netflix is trying to expand right now. Because think about what happened to Snapchat. We're going to talk about Snapchat later, but Snapchat. Guess what? Snapchat didn't expand fast enough to take that entire market of the billion or so people that want to do those Instagram stories or those 15-second videos. They didn't take that entire market right away. And so Facebook came along, swooped in, and now Snapchat's dying. And so Netflix is trying to avoid that right now. And I agree with this. They're having negative cash flow, but guess what? They're going to go the way of Snapchat if they didn't do this, if they didn't take out all of that debt. So very Very good news from Netflix. 5.2 million net new subscribers in the last quarter. Fantastic news. So hopefully the company does well. Hopefully they can beat Amazon Video. And what do you guys think about all this? Seriously, leave a comment down below. What do you think is going to happen to Netflix? And are you a fan of Amazon Video or Apple Video? Are you a fan of just all of these as a whole? And which one do you use? Which one would you prefer? Because I guess apparently I have all three. I didn't know this. I have Apple Music, and apparently that comes with all the new shows. I have Amazon Prime, that comes with all the stuff on Amazon Video, and I got Netflix. I didn't know that I had all three until like a month ago. So anyways, we are going to move on here to the next topic, which is Blue Apron. Oh boy. Blue Apron down 40% since their IPO. Essentially 40%. I think that they're down at like 37% as of this very second. But what happened here? Well, let's go back here, because you guys remember me talking about the IPO, right? Originally, when they kind of announced it, I was kind of excited for it, and then, well, we're going to get to this here. So their initial IPO, like 2 months ago, was planned to be about $15 per share, okay? And so keep in mind, Blue Apron is a meal kit delivery service. So all they do is you have a subscription, they deliver meals to your house, I don't know, a few times a month, I don't know what it is, every day, every few days, I don't know what it is. But, so that's what they are. They were initially supposed to be IPO'd at $15 per share, and then the Amazon Whole Foods acquisition happened, and immediately after that, they reduced their IPO expectations from $15 to $11. So right there, Amazon cut down their shares by about like 30% right there, I guess. Their expected shares by 30%, and then here's what happened. A few days ago, while I was away, Amazon announced, I've been talking about this for a month. I knew that, I called the Amazon Whole Foods acquisition a day before it happened. I knew that this was happening because I talked about it in the same video. But Amazon announced a few days ago that they had filed for a patent for prepared food kits, okay? And so that is the exact same thing that Blue Apron is doing, prepared food kits. And so after that announcement, Blue Apron dropped 11% in that one day. This was a few days ago, okay? So that was pretty massive news. So they went from $15 expectation down to 11. At that point, they were down to roughly what, like $9 a share or so? I think I talked about that. And then this happened on Tuesday. So today at about 9 a.m., Amazon Fresh, their meal kit delivery service, launched. It officially launched. Now, it's in limited quantities. Only certain Prime members can get it, only in certain areas. But it launched today. And within 9 hours of it launching, from midnight to 9 a.m., 5 of its 19 food options were sold out. 9 hours into this. So people already, Amazon Fresh is doing a meal kit delivery service. That's what it is. And they're already selling out. So already, this is making the market very nervous, so Blue Apron's dropping again. So as of this current second, Blue Apron's shares sit at $6.38. As of this current second, and that is, what, 37% lower than the $11 IPO. And if you account for what the expected IPO was, just a $15, they're down, what, 57 or 60% just because of Amazon. Amazon single-handedly is killing the value of Blue Apron. Now here's the deal. Yes, Amazon's doing all this stuff, right? Amazon's just killing every single other industry out there. They have so much money. Everyone loves them. They have so much capital to work with, all this money to work with, right? Here's the deal, is that this may not affect Blue Apron too much for their next quarter earnings report. It might not. And so what I honestly expect is Blue Apron I really don't give stock tips very often at all, okay? Almost never, okay? However, I do expect Blue Apron to have solid earnings next quarter. I do. I'm not saying buy them. I'm not going to buy them. I'm not buying Blue Apron because I think in the long term they're probably going to maybe go the way of the dinosaur because of Amazon. However, Amazon just started. They're taking such a small portion of the market share right now. Blue Apron's still king, even though Amazon just launched. I just highly expect Blue Apron to have good earnings, and I do expect this stock to at least mildly rebound in the next quarter. This is one of the very few times where I'm not betting on them in the long term. I think over the next 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, Blue Apron's going downhill just because of Amazon taking their market share. However, in the next 3 months, it might rebound. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a stock tip. Take this all with a grain of salt, but that's my expectations here. So we are going to move on to the next topic here. The next topic I want to talk about is, oh boy, I was only away for a few days and cryptocurrencies did some crazy ass stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about. So Bitcoin, so today is July 18th. Today is July 18th. On July 13th, Bitcoin was at $2,439 per Bitcoin, okay? That was the value of one Bitcoin. By July 16th, it had dropped, what, 30% or 40% down to $1,863. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin crossed $3,200, I believe, just a month ago or so. And so they were at essentially, just over 50% of their value, of their peak value. Okay, so Bitcoin was dropping off the face of the earth on July 16th. Everyone was all worried about it because, Bitcoin was a bubble. Mark Cuban was saying Bitcoin was a bubble. And, well, then what happened? And then, well, as of today, Bitcoin completely rebounded for, again, no good reason. It went down for no good reason, went up for no good reason. Currently at $2,370. I think it's on its way up today, so it's probably higher than that by the time you watch this. And it's just, this is what scares me about this stuff. I'll give that in a second here. Ethereum, exact same thing. $227 per whatever Ethereum currency is, coin, whatever. On July 13th, $227. By July 16th, $142. So again, a drop of, what's that, 40% in 3 days? And today it sits at $209. So it almost completely rebounded. This is why I can't invest in this stuff. It goes giant. You can make tons of money if you time this all right, but it goes up and down so much. I cannot bet on this. I cannot invest in this. This is not an investment. This is gambling. Trying to time it, trying to time the market. That's not what I do. You've probably made thousands of dollars. I've seen people on YouTube make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars because they invested in Bitcoin in December. But I just can't do this. I can't. That's too much volatility. For me, I don't care if my stock goes up 5% down, 10% up, 10% down. Seriously, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. But if one of my stocks were to go down 40% in 3 days, that would bother me a little bit. All right? And so that's why I don't bet on stuff like this. I cannot bet on pure speculation on Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's just not me. What do you guys think of cryptocurrencies? Have you made money off it? Leave a comment down below because I cannot trust them yet because of dumb stuff like this. Now, there's another hack actually. I don't have this news story up here. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I heard that $7 million was stolen again from another Bitcoin exchange. And again, this is just something that I'm worried about. What if that money was from my account? Would I get refunded? Who knows? Maybe the exchange goes bankrupt. I don't know. I cannot bet on this. I don't know if Bitcoin is a bubble. I don't know if it's going to go up to $10,000 per Bitcoin or down to zero. I have no clue, but I just am not investing in this stuff. I'm not. Maybe you guys want to, but I'm not. So anyways, we're going to move on to the next topic here very, very quickly. And then we're going to move on to some funny stuff and then stock market winners and losers. So Snapchat, oh boy. You know what, let's check the Snapchat stock actually. I wasn't planning on checking the stock here, but I just wanted to talk about it because Snapchat, oh, they're down again. Oh boy. So Snapchat, they released new features today on the app. So Snapchat released these features where essentially you can kind of Photoshop some of your videos or photos, I guess, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a cool feature. However, and they also released one more thing where you can record 6 videos at a time and then just post them all in a row. Again, cool features. That's not what you should be spending your time on, guys. You need to be finding on ways for complete innovation. Okay? You need to find either market it differently, try to take some of the, you have to rewire the entire app, essentially, so that it's not just 10-second videos, okay? It's not just 10-second videos and whatever 3-minute shows that you can watch on there. You gotta do something completely different that Instagram is not doing. These filters, they're really cool, okay? Being able to Photoshop your background, that's kind of cool. That's pretty badass. And the recording, finally recording multiple videos at once, that should have happened years ago. But you gotta do something different. This is just a message for anyone investing in Snapchat. I mean, their growth is just going down and down and down. The stock is down 2.71% again today, and they've just been bumped, or they've been not bumped. Bumped is up, but they've been knocked down for more analysts, for more big analysts. And this is what I've been saying. These hot tech app stocks, I've been ripping on them for like essentially for 3 years or 4 years since I started talking about this in general. But you know, even since I started this channel, I'm saying I don't invest in this stuff. And people are thinking Snapchat could rebound. Well, they can, but they got to do something completely different. You shouldn't be putting your money towards all these filters, because you have all the best filters, Snapchat. Good job. You have all the cool filters, and look where it's got you. Instagram's kicking your ass by 7-fold or 6-fold, however many more users they have on Instagram stories. So that's just my personal opinion on this. What do you guys think of Snapchat? I think they got to be spending on marketing and reinventing the app. Because guess what? Instagram and Facebook copied Snapchat. That's what it is. They copied Snapchat. You gotta find something else to do. You got to find a new path to success. You cannot just rely on this and some ad revenue and some Time Warner ad revenue. That's only going to let you survive for another year. So we're going to see what happens here. Snapchat, I'm really interested to see what happens with over the next couple of quarters here with their earnings reports and their financials. I'm seriously super interested. So what do you guys think of Snapchat? Do you think that they should be focusing more on like marketing and restructuring the entire app like I think? Or do you think that they should just keep doing the new filters, keep doing new features, and hopefully it catches on? Anyways, we're going to move on to the next topic here, which is just a few general news and cool stuff I just want to talk about. And then we're going to move on to the stock market winners and losers. So just hang on a second here. Is that, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Room. Okay, so The Room, for those of you that don't know, is the worst, essentially the worst movie of all time, but it is so bad that it is kind of good. And I've seen essentially almost the entire movie without actually watching the entire movie. I've seen all the clips, and they're all really, really funny. It's supposed to be a drama, but it's actually terrible. And so James Franco, Dave Franco, Seth Rogen, a bunch of other comedians, they actually made a movie, or making a movie, based on making of that movie. Based on the making of that movie. So they're essentially making fun of making the movie itself. And the trailer came out today, and man, I'll leave a link in the description below. It is one of the funniest, just a teaser trailer. It is so funny, guys. Seriously, I'm really pumped for this movie. It was released in December, limited release, so I'm gonna go check it out. Maybe you guys should too. The next thing I want to talk about is just random, just 2 seconds, is that Doctor Who, finally they picked a female doctor. You know, I'm completely cool with that as long as the show is still good. I really don't care. So good job, Jodie Whittaker, the first doctor that's a female in 50 years. Hopefully the show's still good. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but it was one of my favorite shows up until I started getting into business. So I'll keep an eye on it. I may check out an episode or two. Game of Thrones, for whatever reason, so that premiered. I got some time off. That premiered, and I was able to watch it because I took 2 days off. And Ed Sheeran was in it, and it was really weird and cool. I had no problem with it, but it just took me out of the show for the first time in like 7 months. So what did you guys think of any of those stories? Leave a comment down below. Anyways, we're going to go on to the stock market winners and losers and wrap this video up. So Blue Apron, obviously big loser today. They're down 4%. They're down massive in the past few months, like 40%, 50% almost, or I guess 40%, right? Harley Davidson announced that its shipments are going to be down because millennials don't want to ride motorcycles anymore. So Harley Davidson had a loss today of 7.73%. Ouch, that really, really hurts. So tough day for Harley Davidson. Chipotle, they cannot do anything right. So they're down 6.2% today because of some health scandal. They had to close a store in Illinois, I think, or somewhere around there. Missouri, somewhere like that. So they're having a health scandal. Who knows what's going to happen to them? Maybe they'll get sued. Maybe they won't. Stock market winners is Netflix, obviously up 14%. Google, man, they've been rebounding. Google and Amazon, both winners today. They're up 1.42% and 1.46%. And they just had a really good month. I mean, Amazon's at an all-time high, I believe, today. So $1,024. And Google's nearing its all-time high again, too. So they're up today. And last one, I guess randomly, Johnson & Johnson, they have had a decent day too. Financials were kind of down, a lot of the financial institutions. I didn't want to talk about them because they were only down like 0.6%, so whatever. They were big news today, the financials, but I was like, it's not big enough news for me. So That's going to cover the stock market news today. So anyways, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Remember to check out my stock market program in the link below. I'm actually going to upload another video today, I believe, about my portfolio update and all that stuff. So check that out in the link below. And I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Remember, hit that subscribe button, like button, and because the podcast is taking off, remember to please leave a review on iTunes because that means so much to me. Hopefully we can get the rankings up more because apparently I'm ranking up on the career investing whatever section, business news section. So that's good. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. You're all very beautiful people, and I'll see you guys in the next video.